Is it hard for you to really understand and help the hurt people around you? It's not enough to just feel sorry for someone. You have to do something to help them. Based on the wise words of Miyamoto Musashi, this video will show you 6 powerful ways to become more compassionate. Step 1. Acknowledge their pain without minimizing it. When trying to calm someone, one of the worst things people can do is downplay their pain. They often tell them things like, "It's not that bad," or "You'll get over it soon," to make them feel better. These words may mean well, but they often make the person feel like they are not being heard or taken seriously. Pain is real, true, and very personal. To show compassion, you must first recognize it. Miyamoto Musashi knew a lot about pain. In his life, he fought, lost, and had a lot of hard times. "See what you can't see with your eyes," he said years ago. In other words, real understanding doesn't come from what's clear. It comes from going deeper. As long as you don't fully understand what someone is going through, you should still acknowledge that they are hurting. Say something like, "I see that you are hurting and I'm here for you," instead of telling them their pain isn't important. This easy acknowledgement makes them feel like you see and understand them. It shows that you care about how they feel and are not trying to take away their right to feel. A warrior doesn't avoid pain. They face it with knowledge. Not only did Musashi not avoid pain, he also didn't act like it wasn't there. He looked it in the eye and used it to help him learn and grow. You need to do the same thing if you want to grow in your kindness. Don't try to get rid of the pain with empty words. Just accept it. Hold space for other people so they can feel what they need to feel. Do not compare someone else's pain to yours or other people's when they talk about their problems. Each person has a unique story. Allow them to feel how they want to feel without telling them what they should feel. You're not supposed to take away their pain. Instead, you should be there for them as they heal. You can be a real source of support if you learn to recognize pain without downplaying it. You are wise like a warrior. You don't run away from pain. You face it with strength and understanding. Step 2. Be present, not just physically, but emotionally. Being there in person is one thing, but being there mentally is something else. There are a lot of people who only show physical support to someone who is in pain without really connecting with them. To be truly compassionate, you need to be fully present, keep your head clear, and listen with your heart. Do nothing that is not useful. Miyamoto Musashi wrote in the Book of 5 Rings. This means you should give someone your whole attention when you're with them. It's not possible to be fully present when your mind is elsewhere, like on your phone or what to say next. It hurts people even more when they feel like they aren't being fully heard. Being fully present when someone is hurting will help you care more about them. Pay close attention, look them in the eyes, and listen without anything else going on. Don't be in a hurry to answer. Instead, be quiet when it's needed. Being there is sometimes the best way to help someone. Plus, being mentally present means you have to be patient. There is no set time for healing to happen. Not everyone is quick to open up, and some may need time to think before they do. Do not force them to talk before they are ready. Respect their process. A real fighter knows that timing is everything. Just like Musashi waited for the right time to attack, you need to wait for the right time to talk to someone. Emotional present also means being able to control your own feelings. If you're unhappy, worried, or don't know how to help, be aware of that. But don't let it control you. Stay in the present and pay attention to the person in front of you instead. The discipline of being present takes work, just like any other discipline. People rarely feel seen and respected in today's busy world, but when you learn to be truly present, you give them that gift. For those who are hurting, this could be a great way to get better. Step 3. Show small acts of kindness. Being kind doesn't always have to mean doing big things. The tiny things can make the biggest difference. For someone who is having a hard time, a simple act of kindness like a handwritten note, a meal brought, or a phone call to check in can mean the world. Musashi thought that the details were what made someone strong. He said, "The way you train is the way you fight." This is also true in real life. The level of care you show in big situations depends on how kind you are in small ones. Being kind will come naturally if you do it often. Kindness shouldn't be something you wait for someone to ask you to do. Bring food to a friend who is sad, or send them a message to let them know you care. Offer to help a friend with their work if they are having a hard time. People feel less alone when they do these small things. A fighter doesn't wait for the right time to act. They do it themselves. Kindness is the same. Wait until someone tells you they need help. Pay attention to their problems and be kind to them before they even ask. The world isn't always nice, and pain makes people want to be alone. By being kind to them, you break through their loneliness and let them know they are loved. Musashi thought that getting to know other people better meant mastering oneself. You can train yourself to be a truly compassionate person by being kind all the time. Step 4. Learn to listen without offering unsolicited advice. Being able to really listen is one of the best things you can do for someone who is hurting. A lot of people think that helping means giving advice, finding answers, or fixing problems. But the truth is that most people just want to be heard, not solved. They need to feel like their feelings are important, that their pain is recognized, and that someone really gets them. See what you can't see with your eyes. Miyamoto Musashi once said, "This is what it means to listen deeply." And it's not enough to just hear words. You have to understand feelings, read between the lines, and be in the present moment. You're not waiting for your turn to talk or thinking about what to say when you really listen. You're just taking in what the other person is saying. People who are hurt often feel things that they don't fully understand what they're feeling. You help them deal with their feelings in a healthy way by letting them talk without being interrupted or judged. Sometimes, just talking about something is enough to help someone understand it better. They need space to say what they want, not someone telling them what to do. Giving help when it's not asked for can sometimes make things worse. When someone is having a hard time, telling them right away, "You should do this," or "Here's what I think," can make them feel like you're not listening. It could even make them feel like their feelings aren't being taken into account. Instead, get better at listening without wanting to answer. Let them finish what they're thinking. Show that you are there with them through your body language by making eye contact, nodding every so often, and saying things like, "I get it," or "That sounds really hard." Musashi also taught people how to be patient. He wrote, "Do nothing that is useless." In this case, not saying anything is sometimes stronger than saying something. You make it safe for someone to be vulnerable when you let them talk without cutting them off or rushing them to find an answer. And that's where real healing starts. Listening with care is an act of kindness because it shows that you are there to walk with them and not control or change what they are going through. Step 5. Educate yourself about their struggles. When you try to understand what someone is going through, your compassion grows. A lot of people don't really help others because they don't take the time to learn about their problems. To truly care about someone, you need to know about their problem, whether it's grief, depression, worry, trauma, or something else. You can't really help someone if you don't know how much they're being hurt. To Miyamoto Musashi, study was an important part of life. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain, he wrote at one point. This means that if you want to become smarter and wiser, you need to look at things from different points of view and keep learning. Do not think that you already know how someone else feels when they are hurting. Instead, learn something. Read about sadness if a friend is having a hard time with it. Find out what makes it worse and what makes it better. During this time, learn about the different steps of grief and how people deal with loss. If you know someone who is living with anxiety, find out what makes it worse and how you can help. Being compassionate is more effective when you know more about it. It stops you from saying things that could hurt someone without meaning to, and it helps you offer real support. Musashi also thought it was important to look at the world carefully. See with your mind what your eyes can't see, he wrote. This means going below the surface and getting to the bottom of things. You can see signs of pain that other people might miss when you educate yourself. You start to understand that people don't always talk about their problems, but their actions, words, and energy show what they are going through. Being humble is also learnt by hearing about other people's problems. You understand that pain is complicated and that there isn't just one way to fix mental pain. Everyone goes through hard times in their own unique way, and no two ways of healing are the same. Being aware of this makes you more gentle, less judgmental, and more ready to meet people where they are, not where you think they should be. A fighter doesn't just fight without looking at their opponent. They watch how they move and plan their moves around that. Also, if you want to help people who are hurting, You need to get ready by learning. Do not wait until someone is in pain to find out about their problems. Always learning new things should be a habit for you, so that when the time comes, you can give useful help. By learning more about compassion, you show that it's not just a feeling, but also something you do on purpose. It's more than just a feeling. It's a promise to really understand and help other people in their worst times. Step 6. Encourage without forcing positivity. When trying to support someone, one of the worst things people can do is force them to be positive. It might sound good to say things like "look on the bright side" or "everything happens for a reason," but these phrases often make people feel worse. Some people need to be heard and helped when they are in pain, not forced to be happy before they are ready. Miyamoto Musashi knew how important balance was. "Accept everything as it is," he wrote. This doesn't mean giving up. It means facing the truth before you try to change it. It's best to let someone fully feel their pain before telling them to move on when they are hurt. Do not hurry them to get better. Kind words of support should be used, not harsh ones. Not, "you need to move on," but "I believe in your strength and know you'll get through this in your own time." Say it's okay to feel what you're feeling instead of just be positive. "I'm here for you." These words give them support without making their feelings less real. Musashi also thought that inner strength is what makes you strong. "Think little of yourself and much of the world," he wrote. This shows us that we shouldn't force our own views on other people. Instead, we should try to understand theirs. We should not tell them what to do when we want to encourage them. Instead, we should do what they need right now. It's also important to know that it takes time to heal. It takes time to get better emotionally, just like it takes time for a fighter to become skilled. Wait a little while if you really want to help. Let them heal on their own, and don't try to show them the way. Just walk with them. A real fighter knows that telling someone they are not alone is sometimes the best thing that can be done for them. It's not the point of encouragement to hurry someone along. It's to give them the strength to keep going at their own pace. You make it safe for people to talk about their feelings by supporting them without forcing them to be positive. You help them get better in a way that feels right to them. What's more, you become a real source of support, a fighter not a battle, but of kindness.